coming last time out. Snapped a 20-match win streak at Maples Pavilion when they fell 3-1 to Louisville. And it'll be Stanford that starts things out on offense today. Cardinal in the red road jerseys. Good up in the back row by Brooklyn Yellen, the libero. First touch, right side for Stanford. Overpassed twice. Nice tight set. Stays back with BC to the left side. Try the outside for the kill, and it's Elia Rubin. Gets things going for the Cardinal. She is their most terminal player at the pin. Almost 3.5 kills per set for Rubin this year. She's batting over 300 from the outside. Been tremendous. A lot of times you get those garbage balls on the left side. And that's a kill to answer for Sam Hoppus on the opposite pin for BC. Junior out of Trophy Club, Texas. It's a BC team that feels good about itself. Eagles are coming off a win at Virginia. 3-0 sweep. They did lose at Virginia Tech, but had a handful of people that played really well. Service error. Had 4 career highs in that loss to the Hokies. That included Danica Rock, coming up with 15 kills and 11 digs, and 3 blocks. Into the middle for Ehrlich. Stanford on the backside, on the slide, nothing there for Andrew. Dumped down, and we've got a net violation. No, we've got a double touch. Point goes to Stanford. Early 2-0 advantage here for the Cardinals. Spencer Etler on the serve. Roll shot keeps it alive. Push behind, Hoppus. It's been Hoppus here early. She has the first 2 kills for BC. Junior's coming off a great defensive performance. She'll go back to serve. Coming off 12 digs at Virginia Tech. (3-2) here early for Stanford. And was that touch? It was not. Make it 3-3 early on. And it'll keep Hoppus back on the service line. This is one of those places that head coach Jason Kennedy needs his team to push the envelope today. Obviously, you're playing one of the top teams in the country. Stanford comes in ranked 6th. Rubin kills. So what makes the difference? What levels the playing field a little bit? For Jason Kennedy, it's being aggressive on the service line. Stanford is one of the best passing teams in the country, which is incredible considering how young they are on their first and second contacts. You gotta press them into some difficult situations. That's not one. A free ball. Triple option pass, slide, tip. Well read defensively. Bump set. Big swing to the back row. Nice up by BC. To get there, couldn't keep it in play off of the arms of Rock. And it makes it an early 5-3 advantage for Stanford. Elia Rubin, senior out of Santa Monica, for the 9th-year head coach, Kevin Hambley. We had an extra ball on the court. National championship winning 9th-year head coach for Stanford. Mott goes behind. Ehrlich on the slide. Pass tight to the net. And a net violation. So 6-3, and it's a little 3-0 run here for Stanford with Rubin back on the line. Elia is their go-to option. She is an offensive weapon out of the back row. Both with her serve and with her swing. That is overpassed and put down by Lizzie Andrew. It's a 4-0 run. Jason Kennedy just looked down his bench and kind of put out a calming hand. BC set to pass 3 with Rock taking the reception. Outside, way too high. And Audrey Ross makes her first error in 4 swings tonight. It's also the first time we've called Ross's name, who is Boston College's most terminal outside, or opposite. Pin hitter. Into the tape for Rubin. Talk about being aggressive on the serve if you're Boston College tonight. Stanford's always aggressive on the serve. They are not afraid to make errors because they feel like they're going to get it back by being aggressive. Yelland is serving. Excuse me. Ross is serving. Was serving. Stanford up 9-4. Etzler rotates out. Libro to the bench. Coco Kirsch comes in. Redshirt sophomore out of Trabuco Canyon in California. 4 aces, 17, now 18 errors. And there you see the give and take. Right, like you can put serving specialists in because they're hard to read. They can serve you off the court, they can make errors. You're still up by 4. Now Bella Ehrlich, who is the serving middle for BC. Popcorn serve, Parks, out to Kurt, and drops that in for the kill. Ipar Kurt, her second. Very diverse front row for Stanford. Already 2 kills for Lizzie Andrew, 2 for Elia Rubin. Kurt is on the board. Logan Parks has a couple of kills. Rock into the block and down. Danica Rock is typically a back row player. She's one of the best passers that BC has. But Jason Kennedy gave her a shot to swing last weekend, and she rewarded him. 15 kills against Virginia Tech. That's a tough first ball. Put her back in the starting lineup as a hitter today. Right side, drops down. That's Hoppus for the 3rd time tonight. But back to that Rock kill. The thing she does is just hit it hard. While being low error, like deceptively hard hitter, and uses the block effectively. How about an ace? BC clawing back in. It's 10-8 here in the first set, with Lucy Mott back on the line. That's her 17th. And she caught the tape. In front of what is a big crowd tonight here at the Connell Center. It is Youth Day. They've got teams from all over the area that have filled the stands. Seeing the 6th ranked team in the country up 11-8 here in the first set. High set. Good up by Etzler. It's overpassed though. Rock. Off her back foot, was going to hit that out of bounds. That is a live ball, and Stanford was unable to track it down. It nearly went up to the rafters, where there are people watching up on the track around. But it stayed playable. Stanford could not keep it under control. 11-9. So now Rock, playing in the back row, where she's a great passer, can be an offensive threat, can be a great server. Park behind her. Good block. Towed the tape. Here's Ross. Nice diving up by Etzler. Push it for Rubin. Good up, BC. Into the middle. And Erica Sayer finishes it off. Stanford's middles are incredibly efficient. And if Stanford can pass well, it's going to give its middles some opportunities. 2 of the highest percentage hitters in the country. Service error keeps this thing tight. It's 12-10 Stanford. First set tonight. These teams have never played more than 3 in 2 previous meetings, both wins for the Cardinal. 2005 was their first and only meeting as non-conference opponents, and then they met last year with Stanford coming to the Atlantic Coast Conference for the first time. Cardinal picked 3rd preseason this year. They are 12-3 with losses to Nebraska, Texas, and Louisville. Stanford is ranked 6th with its losses coming to 1, 2, and 5. Parks on the move, and that's shot wide by Harvey. Stanford's still hitting almost 500 for the match. But a couple of errors have crept this back into a 1-point first set. 12-11, and Yellen's serve. Roll shot, Rubin, dug up by Rock. Ross into the block, tried to tool it, winds up getting stuffed. It's the first block officially of the match on either side. Make it 13-11 Stanford. Your server is Jordan Harvey. Tough ball. Ross had to make an adjustment in her run up to it. Gonna live to see another point here. Rubin, and that ricochets off a couple of forearms. Rock, the last that couldn't control it. Stanford's been up and in control for the most part. A couple of times it's let BC in, but it hasn't given up a lead. Free ball. That gets a little bit mangled. Rubin takes a hard swing and misses. First error for Elia Rubin. Senior out of Santa Monica and the only returning first-team All-American for the Stanford Cardinal, which is a great sentence in and of itself. She's the only returning All-American. Like, when that's the expectation, slide play misses wide for Lizzie Andrew. You can only say you're the only returning All-American when you expect there to be several. And that tells you what Stanford has been able to do over the last, ever. But more particularly, they had 6 All-Americans in 2019 en route to a title. Roll shot right into the block, good coverage. Mott pushed to the opposite pin. Parks goes right next to her for Rubin. Rock down to a knee. Here's Ross into the block. Running right into Andrew and Logan Parks, and that gets us to a 15-13 first set turn. Stanford coming on the road, looking for win number 4 in the ACC. Youth Day here in Chestnut Hill. Got a packed house at the Connell Center. It's autographs postgame. The fun side note to it is that youth pictures of the BC women's volleyball team are rotating through the video board throughout the night. So both a chance for the youth players in the crowd to see what the BC players looked like when they were in their shoes, but also like a fun moment for the players to laugh at themselves a little bit as they've grown up in the game. They've got a close one here against number 6. It's 15-13 in the first. Stanford has a lead on the road. And a free ball set over. Slide play, block, solo stuff up there for Ross. Good job to get there by Yelland, and that ball is live. Kurt, yes, right in that coffin corner. And the lead is back up to 3 for Stanford. Errors by the Cardinal have been what's kept BC in this opening set. Stanford's made more errors than BC has kills, although that tightens. 6th kill of the matchup. That's the first one for Bella Ehrlich. But before that, Stanford had 4 hitting errors and 3 service errors. So 7 miscues to the 6 kills for BC. Doesn't matter how you get them. Points are points. 2-point difference. And Nats serve. Finds Etzler. Big high ball to the outside and a kill. Ipar Kurt had all kinds of time to get underneath that one and takes a huge cross-court hammer. Second team all ACC a season ago. Relying on the sophomore on a very young Stanford team. Serve from Coco Kirsch. Here's Rock off the high hands. Stanford up 3, and it's Kurt again. Turning into the go-to, that's now 5 kills on 5 swings for Ipar Kurt, and a timeout taken by Jason Kennedy. 18-14. Still a close first set, but when you get closer and closer to 20 points, margins for errors start shrinking and shrinking. BC is a team that started the best it ever has in program history. It did not lose a set until the 6th match of the season. 3-0 against NJIT, Stonehill, Iona, Little Rock, Central Arkansas. And then lost a set down on the road at Arkansas, but did win in 5 against the Razorbacks. That was kind of the statement victory for this BC club. Sputtered though a little bit as it gets into one of the best volleyball conferences in the country here with a 1-3 ACC start. Matched up against not only one of the best teams in the conference, but one of the best teams in the country here. As we alluded to earlier, Stanford has 3 losses to the teams ranked this week 1st, 2nd, and 5th. They still need to play Pittsburgh and Kentucky. Those are the only top 5 teams they haven't seen yet this year. Stanford's got 11 preseason ranked teams on its roster, or on its schedule. They've already played most of them. Pringles, service is dug up. Roll on the slide, and Ehrlich wasn't able to cover herself. I appreciate the change up in approach. The lead is 5. Largest here in the first set was 6. Kirsch again, looking for Rock. Really good passer. They go back to Rock. Covered behind by Yelland. Rock again. Corner. Kill. 19-15, and BC takes back possession of service. Yelland will go out. Ehrlich will rotate out. Savannah Curtis is going to check in as a serving specialist. This is a spot where Ehrlich would typically stay in and serve, but not in this situation late in the set. freshman out of Laguna Niguel. Only the 29th set for Curtis this year. Got it in. Parks. And Ipar Kurt missed long. That is the first miss by the Turkish sophomore. Curtis. Parks, slide, that is out. Erica Sayer trying to go down the line. And now it's Curtis again. She's been picking on, I believe, Elia Rubin in the back row. Doesn't go there this time. Right back to Kurt. And this time she does find inbounds court. Well, BC tried to serve Ipar Kurt out of it. 2017 here in the first. Rock. Rubin had the first touch. Parks gives it to Kurt. Go to, good up, hands in front of the face for Nat. Rock got a swing on it, covered herself. Mott was there to tap it over. Bump set for Kurt. That is sky high, off the rafters, live ball. Rock blocked. Erica Sayers stayed in the fight. Timeout, Boston College. I don't know if that ball went off the rafters or it might have actually caught the fan. There are several fans that spin over the court here. And I think it might have caught a piece of the fan and gotten a little bit deflected. So A, credit BC for hanging out, sticking with the ball, although they do that in practice all the time. Then Stanford staying alive and staying aware. They're your fans. I don't know if we can say the brand name of those fans on the air, but it's a very punny name. They're very big fans. Stanford with a 4-point lead. There's no solace in defeat, but over this stretch where BC has struggled, they've actually played some really close sets against some really good teams. We got another one of those here. Logan Parks, the Kansas freshman, back to serve here for Stanford. She also hits, by the way. Talking with Kevin Hambley before the matchup, I said, how was she on your radar first? Did you look at her as a hitter or as a setter? And he said, well, she was always a setter. But she has got such a great ability on the pin. That 9 kills in the season opener against Florida. Rock off the hands. That's a bump set by Kurt, out of system. Rock sets, roll shot, sent right back at her. Right side, tip drill, great up by Etzler. Awesome defense. Harrington, looking corner. Boston College has life. First attack for Anna Harrington, senior out of Orlando. Eagles just not going away. Tough, that's an ace. Jason Kennedy said, we need to serve aggressively to be successful tonight. Basically, you have to pick your poison, and they're all poison So you've got to take some chances with some hard serves. Kurt, right back to her. Overpassed and a kill. Even when you get the serve you want, Stanford has a way of keeping themselves in system. They pass very well in Palo Alto. Into the middle. Good, awesome defense. Little flick over by Roach. Good setter-hitter connection there in the middle between Lucy Mott and Cornelia Roach. Feeding the middle back-to-back touches. And Cornelia Roach has been more offensive-minded this year as a graduate student. We have a challenge on that last point. Talk about Stanford's middles hitting as efficiently as they do between Lizzie Andrew and Erica Sayer, two of the top by percentage hitting middles in the country. Cornelia Roach is not quite there. She's at 360, a great number. Kill and a half a set. You can get that up closer to 2 kills per set. Now you're talking about a weapon as a middle. That's the hope for Bella Ehrlich as well at BC. The other thing that going to your middle a lot tells you is that your defense is really good. Because if you're digging balls and you're passing them well, and if your serve receive is really good, you're giving your middles an opportunity because you're playing in system. Between Roach and Ehrlich, they've taken 6 swings here in the first set. 2 kills. Sayer and Andrew on the other side have taken 9. Right? Andrew's been fed relentlessly a lot on the slide for Stanford. Call stands for BC. Kevin Hambley saying the fish was this big. Danica Rock is your server. Audrey Ross has rotated back in. Ross is in the front row with Hoppus and Roach. Setter back row. Ton of offensive options for the homestanding Eagles. Pringle has come into the back row with Kurt going out, so a little bit more defensive presence. Hambley having some subs to use here at the end of the first. Parks backpedaling. And a kill for Jordan Harvey. Just the second time she's been set tonight. I stand corrected. Second kill tonight. Spencer Etler, the freshman. Mott behind her. Through the block. The crowd on the bench are into it for BC. Backed into a corner. Eagles need a nice run here from Brooklyn Yellen. Kennedy talked about serving aggressively. Yellen does have 17 aces. Not one of them. Behind, Harvey right in front of Yellen. And it is set point here for the 6th ranked Cardinal. Jordan Harvey, junior out of Salt Lake City, with an ace. First set win for the Stanford Cardinal. 25 to Chestnut Hill. If you Google it, as the crow flies in the U.S., the longest distance, not driving, but like point and click distance, first swing, block, good for Stanford, is from West Cotty Head, Maine to Point Arena, California, which is like almost these two schools to each other. Rounding errors. Outside swing for Hoppus. And a kill for Jordan Harvey to make it 2-0. It's 2,892 miles as the crow flies between those two places. The distance as the crow flies between these two schools is 2,682 miles. Again, rounding error. It's a 6-hour flight. Rubin, dugout, having to readjust. Ross will live to see another. Parks behind her. Harvey, awkward contact. Free ball. Parks sets up the middle. And in the net, that is a kill for Erica Sayer. A lot of talk last year for Cal and for Stanford, and I guess lesser so for SMU, about the cross-country trips and how you handle those things. Got an ace for Stanford. I mean, Mark Madsen, Cal's basketball coach, talked about bringing in sleep specialists and changing your sleeping patterns and blackout shades and curtains and all those things. And I was talking with Kevin Hambley before the match tonight. I said, how much of that stuff do you do? It's a service error. He said, last year we did all of it. We were regulating sleep cycles. We were telling people not to sleep on planes. And he said, we got to the East Coast and we were just zombies. This is Brooklyn Yelland to serve. So he said, this year you do you. Sleep as much as humanly possible. Tip, awkward roll up. And it is an early 6-1 lead for Stanford here in the second. And Hambley said, this time feels like his team is just his team. This morning they didn't have to do anything until 11:15. You can put this on a t-shirt. Kevin Hambley said, brunch over breakfast. That's the way to go. Sounds like everybody's weekend in college. Hoppus, kill. Trying to give her team a little bit of life. I feel like a brunch over breakfast shirt would do numbers in college. You could sell that thing in the bookstore. Here's Parks, tight set into the middle. Lizzie Andrew. Look, it ain't hard to hit 450 if that's what you're swinging at. Stanford passes so well. Mott gives it to Ross. Tough communication on that touch. And a free ball. Good opportunity, but tough communication on the first touch for the Eagles. And then Ross sends it long. Opportunity by the wayside makes it 7-2 Stanford. And a timeout or a review. It's going to be a challenge. So we're going to be looking for fingertips on review. Wade Dubois is our down official today, working with Ian Young up in the chair, or up in the stanchion. Question is going to be whether or not fingertips were hit on the way out. Otherwise, this stands as a Stanford point. Stanford only hit 270 in the first set. I say only, that's pretty fine. That'll get you in the top half of the ACC. But the Cardinal hit almost 300 as a unit on the season. They are 9th in the country offensively. So if you can slow them down at all, you give yourself a chance, and that's exactly what BC did in the opening set. 25-21. And there was indeed a touch on review. So it's 6-3. Here's Audrey Ross. 8 aces, 12 errors this year. Parks. Right to her 13, and Rubin is dug up. Block, rock. Feeder again? No, on the slide. Ehrlich. Parks. Oh, that's an absolute crushing blow by Rubin. She wields a baseball bat on that outside pin. And for Rubin, that's now 4 kills and 1,400 for her career. Slide right back to Ehrlich. Moves back in the middle to do some blocking. And she got tooled. It's 8-3. 1,400 kills for Elia Rubin. The on-the-court leader, the vocal leader, and the serving error on that particular point. Stanford is the 6th ranked team in the country. It's got 14 underclassmen, 14 freshmen and sophomores, including Parks, the setter, and Kurt, who missed outside. And I think Kevin Hambley is going to say, hey, take a look at that. He's asking his players. And indeed, there is going to be a review. So our second review in 4 points. Coach was right on the last one. Kevin Hambley talked about how young this squad is. They do return, Stanford, their four of their 5 most terminal players from a year ago. And Stanford's challenge is overruled. So it is a BC point. Where Stanford is young, first and second touches. Andrew, that's a kill. All ACC freshman from a year ago. And their hitters that are back are like sophomores and juniors, so it's not like they've got 4th and 5th year experience. But Kevin Hamblin said, like, listen, it's fun to coach that kind of group. As Ross missed out of the back row. And you have to, like, you see a coach light up a little bit when you talk to Kevin Hamblin. I get to get into the lab and work with players. My coaches love that kind of stuff. Gray hairs, yeah. Rock. Dug up by Kirsch. And a whistle at the net. Got a net violation to give Stanford the point. Hambley said it's really fun to coach young teams in practice. Not always fun to compete with young teams, but it's really fun to coach young teams, and he loves this group's competitiveness and their thirst to learn. Mott on the slide, and then covered herself. Roach hit right into it. And a timeout taken by Boston College at 12-5. We'll step aside as Stanford stretches their lead here in the second. Sometimes numbers do tell the story. BC negative 133 here in the second. Stanford sitting 583. It's a 12-5 score here in the second set. Sixth ranked team in the country. Comfortably in front. BC trying to reel things back in. And Danica Rock absolutely rocks one. Overpassed and then slams it off the block. Stanford was up to the challenge. Erica Sayer, one of those young players, 22 in red, freshman out of Colorado Springs. 6 blocks in the match tonight. They all belong to Stanford. Bigger, more physical team at the net tonight. Here's Rock. This time off high hands. Really good up by Kirsch and turns it into a kill. Well, where does Stanford need to get better among the elite teams in the country? It's defensive things right now. Well, they've really been good getting to some balls. Coco Kirsch, Spencer Etzler. Roach covered herself. Outside swing for Harrington. And Harrington will rotate out. If you had $1 for every time somebody got a kill and then had to rotate out, you'd have like $5 tonight. Second kill for BC in the set, and the wet blanket of a service error. They always come at the worst times. Third service error tonight for BC. Leads right into an ace for Stanford. That is the third by 3 different people for the Cardinal. This one from Logan Parks. From the back row, Ross. Etzler got right over there to take it. That's being a good libero. And then it's just dropped over, change of pace right in that dead zone by Ipar Kern. Seven kills to lead the way tonight. And we got a net violation. So Rock in the back row. Parks with a long way to go to get there, to set up Kurt. Hoppus, able to tool the block out of bounds. Gives Rock a little bit of a run here. Hoppus and Harrington, the right sides, have 2 of the 3 kills here in this second set for BC. And it doesn't matter, but when you got those things, I mean, just high sets to the outside where you can go up and thwack it. (18-8). Stanford in the second. Great answer. Better dig by Etzler. Behind for Hoppus. Off the back wall. Both the ball and nearly Etzler. I give credit to the freshman out of Coldwater, Ohio, going to try to track that thing down. Nearly splatted on the wall trying to run it down. Leads to Brooklyn Yellen's serve. Here's Harvey. I mean, huge hops for Jordan Harvey. In-system swings to the right side for Jordan Harvey. That's her 4th kill on 10 swings. But an error goes a little bit long to keep BC in it. And here is Hoppus to serve. Is that wide? It is. BC able to take advantage of the Rubin miscue. Just the second hitting ever by Stanford in the set. Drops the Cardinal under 600. Bump by Rubin. Into the block. And that tool gives the point to BC. Let me go back to what set that up, though. And it's the leadership of Brooklyn Yellen. Because Bella Ehrlich was going to set that out of system. And Brooklyn Yellen just like came and moved the 6'3" monolith and said, get out of here. I'm setting this. Good up by Yellen. Overpassed. Free ball. Yelland again. Doing yeoman's work here. Yelland once more. And Ross tried to get a swing on it. Into the net to make it 20-12. Which was a great year. Bad volleyball score if you're Boston College. So Harvey from the back row. Back set. Oh, nice. Pancake dive by Spencer Etzler. Wasn't able to save it. And we'll get a quick moment of coaching as Rock checks out. And Sequoia Lane checks in for her first action. 24 in white, top of your screen. Sophomore out of White Plains. And we immediately get a net violation that gives Stanford the point to make it 21-13. First touch, Yelland. Into the block. That is a good tool. Anna Harrington just smoking it off the high hands. And now Savannah Curtis comes in for the second time tonight. We saw her at the end of the first set. The freshman out of Laguna Niguel, California. Daughter of a former professional baseball player. Slide play. Parks out to Kurt. 22-14. And Curtis rotates out. Little flick right into the block, and then Lane. Slide, Lane is there. Wanting a little bit of a boost off the bench, Sequoia Lane. Only 6 feet tall on that pin, but going to work on defense. And now Lucy Mott will head to the back row to serve. The Toledo sophomore. Has been playing a little bit out of what's been expected of her. She was not recruited to be a 5-1 setter. Service is long. Aubrey Moore has been hurt. Hasn't played since September 18th, so it's been 5-1, not a 6-2, where you're using 2 setters. Seen a little bit of the senior Hannah Hoffman, but it has been mostly Lucy Mott doing more than is usually requested of her. Gets to her middle here. In-system volleyball by the Eagles. Lane has to rotate out though. She goes into the back row, so Danica Rock will come take her spot. And it's Rock serving. Here's Kurt. Ball was pushed a little bit behind her. Ross using the hands. Haven't seen a ton of offense from Ross tonight, but keeping Boston College alive here late in the second set. That's her first kill. Usually hyperactive. 10th in the ACC in the category. Parks. Oh, big jumps out of Harvey, but she missed in the corner. It's a good push, but is it too little, too late here for BC? Could they force a timeout if they get another point here? Tough ball by Kurt. They're going to go right back to her. Off the block, covered up well. Ross, oh, loves the cross court this time, but she missed. And BC can't believe it. Can the players pressure their coach into challenging? Uh-huh. And And you kind of like to see that from a couple of standpoints. One, the players believing enough to say, like, no, that was a point. And then Jason Kennedy having the trust in his team to look at them and say, like, am I about to lose a challenge or am I about to win a challenge? And then saying, all right, if you guys say so, because that was not a clear Jason Kennedy immediately going over to Wade Dubois and saying, I would like that reviewed. That was a coach looking at his team and as a group agreeing this should be our point. Now there's also a small piece of it that, like, it's the 24th point, so what do you got to lose? This was 18-8. So a 10-6 run for as much as you can have a 10-6 run. I thought the challenge would be in or out, but it was announced as whether or not there was a touch. Audrey Ross was awesome against Stonehill, had 16 kills, but has had half of that in the 5 matches since. And she's not going to get one here. Challenge is upheld. And it is set point for the Cardinal here in the second. I don't know, did Stanford just ice the server? Well, the first of 6 set points goes the way of BC. Here's Brooklyn Yelland now. The junior out of Laguna Beach. Parks. And we've got a whistle at the net. That will be a violation on Boston College. 25-19 is your final 3. See if the Eagles can't make things interesting on their home court. Packed house tonight here in Chestnut Hill. And the Eagles start off by serving. First swing is an absolute hammer from Jordan Harvey. Stanford hit 345 in the second set, was hitting 600 for most of it. You think of hitting percentages in volleyball like batting averages in baseball or softball. You're hitting 600, you are you're doing things right. BC hit 056 in the second. It's your kills minus your errors divided by your total attacks for your math whizzes keeping track at home. Yellen's service. Rubin keeps it in. Free ball. Mott with options. Ehrlich in the middle, didn't quite get all of it. Parks outside. Rubin is blocked. Rubin again, led into the net, just a tip. Back set. Harvey. Late adjustment by Mott to keep that alive. Into the middle. Andrew, kill. What Jason Kennedy was concerned about was the defensive endurance. Not necessarily the first swing, but the second or the third or the fourth in points. They're tied up at 2. That's what you saw on that second Stanford point. Right, the longer things go on, how well can BC play defensively with the 6th ranked team in the country. One swing. All right, let's go. 2, 3, 4. If you can't put a ball away, the odds dwindle. Ace. Don't even need a swing. And I believe that is Boston College's first lead tonight. 3-2 here in the 3rd. Long way to go for Etzler. And a free ball. Gonna have to be taken by the libero. BC out of system to Ross. Right into a double block. Just haven't gotten what you typically want out of Audrey Ross tonight. Hitting -170, 2 kills, 6 errors. Go back to her. I like that out of Mott. Here's Kurt. She's blocked. If you're Lucy Mott, Audrey Ross is your go-to. Even if she doesn't have it tonight, you keep riding her and giving her opportunities. Put confidence in your hitters when they struggle. Now, if it really starts to hurt you, that's one thing. That is in. But if you feel like you have the opportunity to put Ross in a good spot, give her a swing. Don't shy away. There's Coco Kirsch. Full name Cody Kirsch. Kodie. Righty service. Off the shoulder of Yelland. High hands, yes. Anna Harrington off the right side. BC used the 5-minute break well between sets 2 and 3. The most fire and vengeance we've seen from the Eagles tonight. Parks attacks. Really good reaction. Hitting error by BC. That up, by the way, came from Hannah Hoffman. That really good reaction play. 7 in white. So we've actually got a setter switch. BC's gone to a 6-2 here in the 3rd set. Here's Hoffman. Out of the back row, Ross, nice swing. Yeah, that's a point. We mentioned in the 2nd set that Lucy Mott was recruited to be a 6-2 setter. Being a 5-1 setter was more than was asked of her. Puts her in a different situation. Now into a 6-2 rotation. Here's Mott back in. Overpass kill for Danica Rock. Boston College has dug itself a hole, but small victories, 1 point at a time. Parks. Harvey. That's what you want to avoid. Crisp passing to a planted setter right in the middle of the court with a sky-high jumping pin hitter. And those pins do run middle routes really well for Stanford. Service error. Here's Rock. Picking on Pringle in the back row. Harvey trickles that through the block. 7 kills on 16 swings for Jordan Harvey. Former high school All-American, Miss Volleyball, Utah. Harvey is 6'1", but like not really. She jumps out the gym. Hoppus is dug up. Here's Harvey again. Because of that, she gets so high on top of the ball. The trajectory and the force with which she hits is so hard to defend. She's like 6'1", but to paraphrase Fletch, like 6'4" with the jump. Into the middle for Roach. Boston College. Awkward connection there with Andrew. Ross been picking on that back corner. Tight ball. Andrew, nice coverage, BC, and then the set was just off. If you remember earlier, Bella Ehrlich tried to set an out-of-system ball, and Brooklyn Yellen ran like the building was on fire to take it from her. Teams do practice out-of-system setting for non-traditional players. It's a tough spot to be in as a middle. Joust. It's got to get over. Slide play. Andrew. Nice up. Yellen. Oh! That's a point for Boston College. I thought Stanford was going to have a chance, and that would have been insane. BC still has the lead, 10-9. They're picking on Rubin in the back row. She's passing really well, though. Stanford's getting middle swings out of this. Here's Rubin. Rubin again, no. Slide, Andrew. They spread your block out so much. You've got an All-American in Rubin. You've got Harvey, who's jumping out of the rafters to hit at you. You've got Andrew on the slide right now. Like Jason Kennedy said before the match, pick your poison, they're all poison. Ross into a double block. Service is long. Stanford's made 8 errors today, which will happen when you serve the way they do. Danica Rock out. Sequoia Lane, 24 in white, has come back in. That was a change that was made in the last set as well. And Lane was a great burst of energy. Ipar Kurt just had a wide open spot. Sophomore out of Istanbul. Second team All ACC last year. Off the court plays the flute. I don't know if it's jazz flute. Hoffman sets. Oh. Some velocity from Sequoia Lane. That's her second attack tonight. Both of them have been absolute screamers. Now what adjustments can you make? Because you might see a block come up big time your way. Just over the fingertips, little tip drill from Erica Sayer. Stanford has the lead. They won the first 2 sets tonight, 21 and 19. And so here's the give and take, right? Lane passes that out of bounds. Danica Rock being in there gives you an awesome passer in the back row, 6 rotations. Lane is in there right now because she's an awesome offensive weapon. Hoffman behind her for Ross. Boston College is trying to play really good moments of volleyball here. Lucy Mott back in, Hannah Hoffman's out. Harvey running a middle route. Now here's Lane with a roll. Harvey off a pin, missed long. The C's just open, and Harvey hit it to the other side. Parks just keeps finding her middles. Slide for Erica Sayer, and that takes us to the turn in 15-14. The Stanford Cardinal trying to make it a 3-set sweep on the road. Friday night in Boston, ACC College Volleyball. 6th-ranked team in the country, Stanford Cardinal, making the trek across the country, almost 3,000 miles from Palo Alto, California. Winning the first set tonight, 25-21, second set, 25-19. And have been down for much of the third set, but have now edged in front at the midpoint. So Stanford with the service, and to the middle, Roach for Boston College. Here's Harvey, right into a block. Boston College is gaining confidence as this third set goes along. And if that's for tonight, great. The match is never over until it's over. But if it's something that boils over into your next 2, 3, 4 matches as this team continues to gel here early in the ACC schedule, Cal is here on Sunday, and then North Carolina and Duke are next up. All of that at home. Sayer with the kill will rotate out. BC actually has the next 5 at home. It's not on the road again until Halloween. Long way to go for Mott. Pretty good swing considering for Ross. Here's Rubin. And that's in the crowd. Boston College started 11-0. Best start in program history. took its first loss in 5 against Bryant. Another service error. Back on September 20th. Lost those 3 sets by a combined 6 points. Now at Louisville and at Notre Dame, it was a struggle. Virginia Tech was close. Lost those 3 sets by a combined 6 points. So BC's got some things to build on. And I'm sure there's going to be some film from tonight, however this goes, that Jason Kennedy's going to like. Long way for Mott. Ross did catch high hands. Back for Andrew, nice up by Yelland. Got a violation on the Eagles. And now closing into danger territory. So a well-timed timeout by BC. Stanford is hitting .316 tonight, and when you look at the skid over BC's last 5 matches, they've been allowing, I think, higher hitting percentages than they want. So trying to be a little bit more physical at the net. I mean, Bella Ehrlich was awesome and has been awesome as a blocking presence. There's so much involved on the defensive side, though. It's A, the balls you block, but it's also the balls you funnel with your block to make it easier for your passers to keep your offense in rhythm. BC's been outdug tonight, 44-29. Stanford has more blocks by 6. It's got more aces and more errors. And nearly 20 as many kills. 20 more kills for the Cardinal. 19. Sam Hoppus. She's had a good day on the right side. That's 9 kills. And that's back-to-back really good games for her. She's come on of late. Hoppus now serving. She's in the back row. Hoppus will rotate out. (2017) Stanford has been the first team to 20 in each of our 3 sets tonight. This is Elia Rubin, who eclipsed 1,400 career kills tonight. The wily veteran, the senior All-American. That's a kill for Earl. Rubin was actually paired with Logan Parks as her preseason roommate. And Stanford doesn't start classes until like late in September. They've only been in school for a couple weeks. So preseason is a longer span for the Cardinal. But Elia Rubin was actually paired with the freshman center to help build the leadership core for this Cardinal team. Tip drill. Nice dive by Yelland. Ehrlich. Block. Nice recovery by Ehrlich. Hoppus. Excuse me. Harrington. Tooling the block to make it 2019. Parks behind her, tip, 20 all. And there is her timeout for Stanford. Boston College trying to rip off a set from the number 6 team in the country. Storming back to make it 20-all late here in the third. We talked about that leadership thing, though. We've said it a bunch tonight. And moments like this, right? You're a young team. You've got 14 freshmen or sophomores. How do you finish on the road? You can't just think you've got it in the bag. You have to drive across the finish line. And it's moves that Kevin Hambly made, like Rubin and Parks rooming together in the preseason to build that leadership culture. I said, what was your goal there? Obviously, not to, I think it's more than the obvious, but why put the freshman and the senior together? Why not let them room with their friends, so to speak? His exact wording was, this is what it looks like to be a leader. He wanted Parks just to be around it. Because in her job, 24 in red, she's the one that has to rally the troops here. She runs the show. And self-admittedly, she's not a very big and emotional player, which can be good and bad. Good because you stay calm, but sometimes the negative side of that is you want your teammates to feed off some kind of energy. I believe her words were, I'm not like a grrr player. Here's Parks, behind her. Yeah, feed the middle of the slide, Andrew. That's 10 kills on 20 swings. She checks out. As Coco Kirsch rotates in to serve. Hoffman back in for this 6-2 offense that BC is running this third set. Slide, block. Try the other pinch. Hoffman sets behind her for Harrington. Kurt found that coffin corner. Only one player back deep, and it was Ross for BC. And a timeout, Eagles, 22-20. Now, we talked about the 6-2 with Boston College and the split between Mott and Hoffman. Stanford actually ran a 6-2 earlier this season, too. They've experimented with systems. Because Logan Parks is not only such a great setter, but we said she's a great hitter earlier tonight. She split with Taylor Yu for the early part of the season. Two setters is hard. It takes a special team to be able to do it. And Stanford is their best self with just Parks right now. Boston College more tailored toward being the 6-2. Hoffman, 7 and white. Done a lot of work to get on the court as a senior. From a consistency standpoint. What do you need when you're down against the 6th ranked team in the country? Consistency. BC is hitting 300. By far its best set here in the third. Behind. Oh! That ball went to the moon after Harrington unleashed. Making sure that Ipar Kurt is okay. At 22-21. This is interesting. Although I don't know the sub count. Bella Ehrlich's going to stay in to serve. Slide, Andrew. Found the setter in the back row. Parks is now back row. Caught the tape, nearly aced. Harrington tip drill. Hoffman behind her to help out. Here's Rock, who's come back in. Match point, Stanford Cardinal. And you can't take them with you. So Boston College will challenge the point for two reasons. One, maybe you get a point out of it, probably not. Second of all, it's a free timeout. So Jason Kennedy will I was just going to gather his troops here and use it as a timeout, but the team itself is talking. Kennedy is actually back with his coaching staff, right of screen. Here in the third set, BC had its first lead of the night. Stanford, though, has been able to do what Stanford does, which is what Jason Kennedy said. Stanford knows who they are, and they'll do what they do. The outsides run the middle, the middles run the slide. All of that's happened tonight. Hoffman behind her. Lived to play another point. Anna Harrington. Hoffman-Harrington has been the connection. And now some pressure as Lucy Mott checks back in. So we will switch up the server-hitter connection. Mott is back row. Excuse me, setter-hitter connection. And Mott is serving. Parks, slide. And let's go home. Erica Sayer with the final kill. And 25-22 is your final in the third. It is a 3-0 sweep